Sit back, relax, put your belt on, enjoy the show.
Let's get into the entree then. The bye was the Rebels, who I don't know whether they're going to have to flee Melbourne again for the whole season. Good luck to them. Nels, do you want to take us? Harry was going to take us through the Reds and the Waratahs. And you'll note I'm the only one wearing some Waratahs kit still. I believe Harry goes for the Reds now. And more on that from Harry.
Typical Harry.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's fair. I think
you did say that.
No, that is not what I said. I did not say that I go for the Reds now. I'll just check the exact statement I made.
The transcript.
I basically said with Jake Gordon getting injured in this game, which I'm going to touch on in a moment, if they make Alex Newsome the captain of the Waratahs, then I will support the Reds. I don't care if the Waratahs go down punching and lose every game, but God, do not make Alex Newsome the captain.
You're pretty flaky. I think if he doesn't get made captain and we get another score like that, you'll flake out too.
Oh, please.
So Angus Bell for captain, but if it was up to Nelson, Isaiah Parisi would be made captain. So.
Mate, if it was up to me, it would be Angus Bell or Carlo Giussano.
All right, guys, spoilers. These are my notes for the preview. Okay, so look, returning, obviously a host of guys coming back from injury in the preseason, but we'll leave those out because that's all up on the Casualty Ward blog. You had the Reds take this one 41-7, pretty one-sided affair, 5-1 over the Tars. You did have a couple of big injuries to the Waratahs, whereas the Reds got off scot-free. Jake Gordon, El Capitano, went down with an ankle sprain, a bad-looking ankle sprain where his foot kind of got jarred and twisted, which is a kind of likely mechanism for a syndesmosis injury. Basically, he's grabbing high up on his ankle as well, which is another indication of that. I think he's having scans on Monday, so we haven't heard exactly how bad that is yet. But if it is a syndesmosis injury, basically you double the recovery time. So let's say best case he's back in 6 weeks. Quite likely he's not in for 10 or 12 weeks. So I reckon we're quite likely to see that the end of his Super Rugby AU competition, which is a massive loss. On top of that, Joey Walton kind of limped off with an ankle injury. Obviously, nowhere near as bad the way he got off the field. 1 or 2 weeks, if it's a low-grade ankle sprain. So you might even find them just say, hey, if you can strap it up and get on with it, we really need some continuity. And also Isaiah Parisi, we've touched on, he got a 3-week ban for that tip tackle on Hunter Paisami. Apparently it was 6 weeks downgraded because he played rugby league for the last 2 years, so they felt bad for him. So they halved the ban.
So they thought that was a soft tackle because he'd come
That's right. So possession territory on this one was favouring the Reds, 56 and 57% respectively. Waratahs, I thought, looked really, really good to start the game. They were throwing the ball wide and kind of getting into their attacking shapes.
This just in, with scans confirming a syndesmosis injury.
Right. It doesn't actually confirm how long he's out, though. Maybe read the next sentence.
Hot off the press. And look, I think it's worth mentioning that we've got in Harry and Nelson, we have 2 qualified health experts, podiatrist and physio, really to break down the injuries. And you'll find that in the Casualty Ward.
Yep, absolutely. So look, just to touch on what I was saying before, Jake Gordon kind of really saved what was looking like a good Waratahs attack, but watching back today, the Reds did have it completely covered. The Waratahs did very well. Jake Gordon running that kind of rat play to score in the corner and kind of create something out of nothing. But
offload from Maddox.
As much as the shape, Maddox offload, as much as the shape looked good, the Reds did have it covered. So I don't think it was probably quite as... at the time we thought, oh, here we go, the Waratahs win the trial and now the first try, it's all going our way. It probably was us reading into it a little bit too much, getting a bit too excited all together, hanging out, watching the game. But of course, that was kind of where it all changed. In the 9th minute, the Reds started their kind of takeover of the game. They scored 3 tries in 9 minutes to make it 27-7. Shortly before halftime, or it's probably only actually about 25 minutes into the game. Attacking wise, the Reds had the run of all the stats, 431 to 326 run meters. They had 11 to 5 line breaks, so pretty dominant there. 9 to 4 offloads as well. Picking up, I guess, where they left off from last year with that kind of aggressive play and that enterprising play. There was a few things in attack there in those first 2 Reds tries, which I thought were pretty line ball forward passes. The first one from James O'Connor, the second one from Fraser McWright. Both of them, I can see why they might not be called, but I know there was a bit of blow up and debate in our group, even among some of us. It wasn't one-sided, but I would have thought at least that James O'Connor pass was forward out of the hands, but I don't know.
It was hard with the angle. I mean, one of the discussions coming out of the match was if they have all the angles, can they not show us that correct angle what they make the decision out of? Like they just showed us that one angle on replay. Show us some other angles was one of the nitpicky things about the broadcasting there. Maybe.
Sure, I'd be interested to hear what some of our listeners think. Tell us how many degrees do we add on as Waratahs fans to that pass?
Probably one of those ones where if it had gone the other way, I would have been saying the other thing. If I'm being honest.
Oh, I said it was fine.
Yeah, you got no idea. So, look, there was some good play from the Reds, which I think has started to become a bit of a staple of how they attack, where they run like a Pistons, open side, then short side again. And apparently, their attacking coach will basically play this pattern a lot. The idea is he tries to really flood that short side to get numbers down and then throw it back out wide. And James O'Connor slid around with Geordie Pataya, and they scored a very good try down that side to open up the scoring, which was really, really cool to see. Bad thing for the Tars to me, their defense was number one, only 79%. Having said that, the Reds 77 as well, so terrible both sides. But also on top of that, the Reds managed to score a short passing try, a attacking scrum try, and a wide ball out the back and a short side try. So they basically scored in every way they possibly could. The only highlight for the Tars in defense was Mr. Worldwide, his new nickname, Carlo Tizzano, of course, named after Pitbull, made 25 tackles. We actually thought it was 26, so a bit disappointing it's dropped off there. Look, other than that, the lineouts sucked on both ends, 75 and 80%, but they were awful. The Waratahs scrum sucked. To the fantasy points, Filippo Dungunu, 65 points, couple tries, 8 runs for 99 meters, 3 line breaks, 5 tackle busts. Also had some good performances from Fraser McWright with 61. Siru Uru, who looked really good at 46 points. Alex Murphy, 40 points. The Tars' best was Jack Maddox on 49 and Tizzano, 38 points on the back of all those tackles.
I think that's bang on. Seru Uru might have found himself his spot in there at lock. I just mean not with Lukan Salikoa coming back, but the reserve lock for sure. He was amazing. So
yeah, the fact that he can cover both is very positive.
And the real question is, Nelson, who is still your favourite? Is it Fraser McWright or is it the man with your same haircut?
Fraser McWright still.
I think Tizzano cut his hair after you.
I think so. Look, I mean, if you're 20 and you shave your head, you give no fucks.
That's it. He's ready for prison. All right, fantastic.